People like Justice Loud, sirens, trials, end credits, something that lets them feel clean when it's over. That version is for children. Real justice doesn't shout. It files the paperwork. It waits. It leaks money out of your life in predictable, boring intervals until you forget what breathing without pressure felt like. And by the time you notice, it's already routine. This isn't a story about rage. Rage burns out. This is about patience, the kind that survives you. If you're still listening, you already know where this is going. You just don't know how long it lasts. The basement wasn't a place. It was a choice someone made because making another choice would have been inconvenient. It smelled like damp concrete and old metal, the kind of smell that gets into your clothes and stays there even after you leave. The cold didn't hurt. It trained you, taught you that warmth wasn't guaranteed. My sister and I slept dressed because undressing would have meant pretending. Upstairs had light and voices. Downstairs held whatever didn't fit the story adults wanted to tell about themselves. My father came by sometimes, not often, just enough to avoid finality. He'd put money on the table, say something about food, and leave. He never looked around. The money always sat where everything else left a mark. He moved fast, like someone passing through a room that smells wrong. One day the door opened wider than usual. Different people, different voice. We weren't saved. We were reassigned, like items when storage gets full. Our mother took us with efficiency, not warmth. Her house wasn't safer, just louder. Arguments instead of conversations. Promises instead of plans. My sister learned how to disappear in plain sight. I learned something else. I stopped listening, I started watching. People give themselves away in pauses. In eye contact they avoid. In how quickly they leave once they've done the minimum. That didn't make me cruel. It made me accurate. Accuracy changes how you survive. My father rebuilt his life. A woman with a calm, administrative voice. Her son became son without hesitation. She called once and explained that my father's illness had returned, that stress could kill him, that only she and her child could be near, like she was explaining a policy. I called my father. He said it wasn't true. He said it without anger. That's the sound of someone who already chose convenience and doesn't want to examine the receipt. Then nothing. Life kept happening. Jobs. Hunger phases. Sometimes my car doubled as a bedroom. Decisions about food versus bills became routine. I heard things about my father. A house. Stability. Help for his boy. None of it surprised me. When my grandmother died and they arrived with a truck and took everything, I cut contact. Quietly, cleanly. You don't negotiate with rot. Years later, the call came. His brother. Nursing home. Another state. Help needed. The place was 20 minutes from my house. I didn't go to forgive anything. I went to understand the math of it. My father looked smaller. Not sick. Reduced. Like whatever made him matter had been drained. He talked about his missing stepson. About papers. About the house. He asked me to check on it. Didn't ask about me. Just a task. The house answered questions no one asked out loud. Yard overtaken, truck stuffed with trash, his modified car sitting dead, full of decay. Notices about condemnation taped to the door. Inside wasn't a mess, it was accumulation. Darkness that didn't care about daylight. A letter said the house was abandoned. That letter told the truth. That night I read, not casually, like someone assembling something dangerous. Power of attorney, fiduciary duty, where family ends, where crimes begin. People who exploit others are rarely clever. They're consistent. Consistency leaves tracks. I showed my father photos. He said he'd handle it, then asked me to help. I said yes, with conditions. Full authority, financial and medical, he signed fast. People who avoid responsibility hand it over easily when they think it will save them. The lawyer sealed it tight. The old authority vanished. Something clicked. I separated myself from the noise. New address, new number, forwarded mail, 13 months of bank records, boring work, invisible work, patterns don't lie, 5,000 a month in, cash out, twice a week, every week, 13 months, signed, stamped, habitual. He didn't steal cleverly, he stole comfortably. He documented everything for me. I called the locksmith. The smell came out before the door did. I paid him more than usual because I was embarrassed another person had to stand inside that. Then I called the police about vehicles that didn't belong. Tow trucks arrived. Yard cleared. Inside things moved. Rats don't panic. They adapt. I sat on the steps and made the only decision that mattered. Finish it. The cleanup crew found the dog. Not dead. Preserved. Dry. Buried under garbage. I asked for photos. More than necessary. Different angles. Facts are easy to dismiss. Context sticks. I left the prints where my father could see them. You ruined everything, he said. You let it happen, I said quietly. What are you doing now? Choosing between order and truth. Truth hurts. Order lets you rest. He rested. Looks like a family situation, the detective said. Then answer one question, I said. If someone drains cash twice a week without records while the owner collapses financially, which family is that? He didn't like the question. He liked the statute even less. The file opened. After that, the system did what systems do when fed properly. Names removed, accounts locked down, the household cleaned enough that nothing remained to fight over. My father thought things were handled. He died believing that. The prosecutor asked what we wanted, prison or supervision with restitution. Prison ends. I don't like endings. I asked for time, not to think, to enjoy knowing. 36 years. One missed payment and gravity returns. Now he lives on a schedule. I don't watch him. I don't need to. The system reports for me. He'll hate me quietly, monthly, forever. He thinks he's paying a debt. That's the lie that keeps him functional. What he really bought is a reminder. Monthly, predictable, inescapable. Not the pain. Pain fades. This is routine. The kind that settles into bones. I don't have to be there. I don't have to speak. The system speaks for me. It counts, it waits. It doesn't care how tired he is or what he tells himself at night. Every month he works and part of that work vanishes. Quietly. Like rent for a life he no longer fully owns. He'll try to forget. He'll tell himself it's almost over. He'll miss once, and then the lock remembers. That's the difference between revenge and design. Revenge wants an ending. Design just keeps going. I don't watch him. I don't need to. Time does the work now. And time, when you set it up correctly, never lets go.